Hey, welcome back to another YouTube video. So I'm back on an open at MAP Marston Fields Fishery. It's the last weekend in January. We've got a few anglers on this match. We're spread over 3 pools. I think it was beach, chestnut and ash. I've gone and drawn peg 9 on ash. Now basically I wasn't looking forward to this peg at all. All the fish in the recent opens have been coming down on the lower numbers around peg 3 and around peg 5. I've not seen many sort of top weights coming out of this particular peg, but this is what we've got. I've got no angler on peg 10, so effectively I've got the end peg. So plan of attack today is to throw the waggler over in that far corner and the bomb as well. So basically bomb and bread over in the corner, and also fishing waggler and maggots over in that corner as well. I don't plan to fish a feeder. I want to be super quiet today. I have got the pole set up, but the wind is due to pick up, so the pole will only come out if the wind does drop later in the day. But like I say, plan of attack, bomb and bread and the waggler over in the corner. Okay, so we just had the all in. So plan of attack is to throw the bomb and bread over in that corner. Basically I just want to see if there's any fish over there, see if I can get either one some takes and catch a carp really quick, or really what I'm looking for is line bites, just to get some indications to see if there's any fish over in that corner or potentially a little bit closer to me. So I have got the wind coming left to right and it's coming over my shoulder as well, so throwing a light bomb, 15-gram bomb, and later I'll be throwing the waggler over in that corner isn't going to be a problem at all. So just throw that in, and like I say, I got 3 discs, 8mm discs of bread on, and just going to punch out some bread ready for the next time for when I reel in. I always do this, make sure I've got some ready so I can just literally reel in, reload and go straight back out without messing about trying to punch out some bread. So always get it ready. Catapult some maggots in as well. So more often than not I was putting out 2 pouches of maggots, only about 20 maggots in each pouch. Like I say, I've got the wind coming over my shoulders, so catapulting those out at around 25 to 30 meters wasn't a problem. There we go, second lot gone out, and I just really want to get some sort of indication whether there's fish in the swim or not. It was getting really cold as well, cold day, so sitting on my hands to keep them warm. And there we go, I've got, I had an indication really quick, little line bite, and then the tip went round, and we're now into our first fish. So we're probably no more than 2.5 minutes into the match, and I had my first bite, but as you can see that came off. It could have been foul hooked, I'm not really sure, it didn't feel like it, but it's one of those. But on a positive note, I now know there's fish in the corner. It gave me confidence. I was happy that that's where I needed to fish, and that was going to be my plan for the rest of the day. So as you can see, just getting some more discs of bread back on the hair rig. So 3 discs, 8mm. It's just a gentle cast. I wasn't clipped up. It's just literally a light throw. And I was just moving around in that corner throughout the session. When I was on the bomb and the waggler later on, I just kept moving around. The fish weren't necessarily just in one spot, they were just swimming around over in that corner. So again, just preparing, ready for when I reel in next, just punching out 3 discs of bread. So I was keeping throughout the day an eye on the angler next to me, and as you could tell then, I just kept looking round. He was already into a fish as well, and he actually netted his. So, and there I go, I've just got my second bite. So we were neck and neck pretty much all the way through the match, and I'll talk about it later when it did start to rain, and that's where the difference became between angler next to me and myself. But we're now into a second fish, lost the first one, and we do get this one in. So just going to jump ahead a little bit, because it was about 30 meters over to that corner. It was taking a couple of minutes to reel them in and get that fish in front of me. So just jumped ahead, get to the netting stage. So this one was just swimming around, trying to get under my net. Swims in front of me, get his head up, and we get him landed. So there we go, got our first carp. Again, I mean, what we're in now, probably about 4 or 5 minutes into the match, and I've got my first carp in the net. It's a massive confidence when that happens. You're really pleased, and you know you're going to be onto a good day. Doesn't always work out like that, but there we go. So that was around, what, £5 that looked. So again, cast out again, gentle throw, over into the corner. Effectively, even though I'm in to fish in the corner, I'm dobbing around there. I wasn't fishing the same spot every time, so just waiting now for the next bite. Okay, so this now became a bit routine, so I fished this technique for about an hour and a half. I had a steady run of fish. Like I say, it just became a routine, so I'd cast out, catapult some maggots over the top. I would then punch out some bread, get it ready for the next time I reel in. And I'd be getting line bites. Occasionally I would hook one, potentially foul hook it and lose it. And like I say, I caught a few as well. So it's just for an hour and a half, the same routine, and it was a good session. First part of the match, fishing the bomb and bread. There we go. Tip goes round, and we got another fish on. So at the same time, angler next to me, he also hooked into a fish, and so like I say, throughout the first half of the match we were pretty much even. He would catch one, I'd catch one, and it was just like that. But at least I knew I was keeping up with the angler next to me. My catch rate was equaling his, therefore I knew I was in a good position. But there we go. So I'm now going to rotate round. I'm going to show you guys a session that I started having after an hour and a half on the Waggler. So this particular part of the match now was on the Waggler. Like I say, I had a good hour and a half on the bomb. I was catching quite steady. I was getting loads of line bites, and I did start foul hooking a few fish. So I felt like maybe swapping to the Waggler might be better. I might get cleaner bites. So I've been fishing this for about 10 minutes. I missed a few bites, but then I just cast it in just after catapulting some maggots in, float shoots under, and I've got my first carp on. Now, Waggler fishing in the winter or any time of the year is just, to me, a brilliant technique. I absolutely love Waggler fishing. I think it's underestimated. I don't know why. I think a lot of people see it as a bit of an old school technique, but in the winter when you're trying to just sneak the bait in, you want to be super quiet, fishing the Waggler, just feathering it in, I think it's just a great technique. I will put a link in this description of this video to another video that I did back, I think it was the 27th of December. I fished a match on same venue but on Elm Pool, where I was fishing the Waggler. I caught £108 worth of carp, and I went and won the match. And I've won a few matches over the winter now fishing the Waggler. So if you don't do this, I mean, if you've got the space and the weather conditions allow, just go and fish the Waggler, fishing with maggots, catapulting some maggots over the top, and you can have a good day, whether you're catching skimmers, roach, or like I am today, catching carp. But like I say, have a look at the description of this video, and I'll put a link to that match that I did back around Christmas time, just for the new year, where I had £108. But like I say, so we're now getting this one in. We're just playing this fish. So I had a good hour and a half on the Waggler, where, a bit like the bomb, I was missing bites, I was getting line bites, I foul hooked a couple of fish, and I caught plenty as well. So we get this one in, we get the head up, and we get that one netted, and that will get another carp in the net. So back out again, same routine. Like I say, like the bomb, it became a routine. On the Waggler, it became a routine. I would catapult some maggots out, then I would cast over the top, and I would either get a bite, get a line bite, or I would hook into a fish like I have now, really, really quick. What I was finding, similar to the bomb, I would basically get 2 or 3 fish, and then I'd get probably 10-15 minutes where I would either get in line bites, missing bites, and I wouldn't catch anything for that 10 to 15 minutes. But then I'd have a little run, 2 or 3 carp straight away. So back into another one. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. This one was taking a little bit of time to get in. It probably is easily a 4 or 5 minute trying to land this one. It was actually foul hooked. I could tell it was foul hooked, so I was just taking my time and trying to get this in. So this Waggler setup, I do tend to use it for a lot for silvers. I mean, my main line is only about, I think it's £4 or £5 main line, but I can catch plenty of carp. I have been catching plenty of carp on it as well, up to double figure carp. As long as you're taking your time in the winter, the carp aren't going mad, and I can easily get some big fish in on this. But this was foul hooked, and like I say, I didn't want to lose it. Taking my time, but I got it in. Decent fish. It probably won about £5 again. So we get this one in, get the hook out, we'll get it in the net. Now, I am going to rotate again back to the bomb, show you the last part of the match where I was fishing the bomb and carried on catching a couple of more fish. But like I say, I had a good run for about an hour and a half on the Waggler. So just getting this one in net, I'm just splitting them between two nets. Okay, so back over to the bomb. Like I said earlier, I started foul hooking a couple of fish on the Waggler, so I felt like dropping back to the bomb might be a good idea. We're probably about 3 to 3.5 hours into the match, so it's the back end of the match now. Back on the bomb and bread, and again I started catching. I think I had 2 or 3 more fish on the bomb. But this was also the back part of the match now, where the weather started to change. You can't tell on the video at the moment, but it was very light drizzle, and very soon we started to have a big downpour of rain. But we're back into another fish, so threw that in. We're literally within what, probably 30 seconds. Tip went round, and I'm into another carp. So just rotating around these lines between the bomb and the Waggler. I think I rotated 4 times. I went on the bomb twice, Waggler twice in different parts of the match, and I had a good few fish on each occasion. So I think at the time I probably could have just stayed on one line, really, you know, the Waggler or the bomb, but rotating just seemed like the right thing to do, especially when I started foul hooking fish. Each time I rotated, I stopped foul hooking for a little while. But there we go, we get this one in. This is probably one of the smallest ones of the day. This one's only about, I think it's about £2, but again, still happy, still catching plenty of fish over in that corner. Now, this is now, like I say, where the weather started. I said earlier that I was basically keeping sort of line with my neighbour, angler next to me. We were catching a carp. Each one of us would catch a carp, then the other one would catch, and basically we were pretty level all the way up until this point where it started to drizzle, it started getting a bit heavier, and I did at one point have to put the camera away and stop filming because it was just got so heavy I couldn't keep the camera out. And this is where my match changed, unfortunately. When that rain started, I stopped getting bites, but the angler next to me, he was able to manage to pick off probably another 2, maybe 3 more fish while it was raining, and I couldn't get a bite. You can see it's coming down a little bit heavier now, just about on the camera, but like I say, this is where my match changed, and I didn't catch another fish while it was raining. So unfortunately, this is pretty much getting close now to the end of my match. So a very quick summary. Started off on the bomb and bread, trying to identify the fish. I started catching reasonably quick as well. I then rotated after an hour and a half, went to the Waggler and had a good spell on that, and then back on the bomb, and again caught a few more fish. But guys, this is how my match went. I ended up catching £58 and 5 ounces, and ended up getting 4th position. 5th place actually got 53 and 5 ounces, so there was only 1 fish between 5th and myself at 4th. 3rd got £65 and 5 ounces, so again that was the angler next door to me. There was only probably 2 fish in that, and that was the difference when it started raining and I didn't get any more fish. So I lost out on 3rd position. 2nd got £66 and 1 ounces, so again very close. I was very close to potentially getting 2nd if I'd have caught in the rain. And 1st got £71, so well done to all framers. I had a great day. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It is free and it's easy, and it only takes 2 seconds. It's a massive help, more than you know. Also, don't forget to drop the video a like, and if you can spare a few seconds at the end, please do leave a comment. Leaving comments helps me learn, but it also helps other viewers. But guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Tight lines, and I'll see you soon.